well. Right, let me share the screen. Fine, so you can, now Afifa is a member of DB creator role. Last time when Afifa is running this query, she got an error. She doesn't have permissions to create the database, right? Now Afifa is a member of DB creator role. Now if she runs this query, what is the output? She can create the database or not?
Yes, she can create the database.
So if you run this query, okay, you can see Afifa can create the database now. Command completed successfully. Same command, I haven't changed anything. And you can see database also, new database also. Okay, you can see the Amazon database. So guys, this and this are same SQL server. This is connected through administrator connection. This is connected through Afifa connection. Okay, you can see database also. Again, don't ask how come the Amazon database comes here, sir. Okay, both are same server only, same server. This is an administrator connection. Administrator connected to this instance. Afifa is connected to the same instance. Okay, so whatever changes you do, just for the demonstration purpose, I just connected Afifa here. Afifa can connect her own SSMS. She can do whatever she want. Okay. Again, I just don't want to switch SSMS and all. So I just connected Afifa connection here. Okay, fine. So in this way, you can add any login to any role. Okay, in this way, you can add any login to any role. And you can see each role. See here. Now I just shown you demo for creating database. You can try others like drop database. What is the query to drop the database, or if you want to drop it, okay, right click on. I have a query question for all of you. Afifa is a member of, okay, DB creator. So Afifa created Amazon database. Afifa created a new database, Amazon database. Now my question is, Afifa can drop only Amazon database, or she can drop other databases also?
Amazon database.
Amazon database.
We have access to Amazon only.
Does not access.
At any point,
Can drop in.
did I selected Amazon database for Afifa?
No.
I simply selected Afifa login. I just added her into the DB creator role. So I did not selected Afifa for any database. So don't think Afifa will only have access on Amazon database. But my question is, can she delete other databases?
Yes, sir. She can.
She can delete.
Let's run the query. Okay, new query.
No, sir, she cannot.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what is the query to delete the database? Drop database name. Okay, let's try deleting Amazon first. We'll see. Okay, execute. Right, successfully completed. Let's change the database now. Paytm. Right. That's it. You can see. Okay. So Afifa can delete other databases as well. Clear, guys? Why? Because by default, if you are a member of this role, by default, we will get create database permission and drop database permission also, right? So Afifa it's not like only Afifa can drop the database which she created, not like that. So she can also drop other databases too. Okay, fine, right? Any issues, any doubts? Clear, guys? Right, fine. So what is the other role we have? What is the second role? Okay. So what is the other role? Next role is after bulk admin DB created, disk admin. Disk admin, we never use this disk admin related to the physical disks creation and all. Okay, so you can check add member to, of course, by default permission, add member to disk admin role. Disk initialization, add dump device, add disk default, drop device and all. Related to some backup devices, earlier we used to use backup devices and all. For adding backup devices, usually we are going to use this role, but nowadays we are not adding any devices and all. So we are simply taking the backup either to the local drive or else like a network path. Okay, so nothing to worry about this role. A member of this role will have these permissions. Okay, disk initialization, adding dump device, disk default. Okay, so those things, that is not so important. So let me go with the process admin. So what is meant by process? A member of this process role, process admin role, have two permissions. I have a question for all of you guys. Now Afifa is a member of DB creator role, right? Afifa can create the database, drop the database. Apart from Afifa, who can do all those activities? Other than Afifa, who can do all those activities? Creating database, dropping database, adding database, altering database. Who can do?
Sysadmin.
Sysadmin. Okay, so remember, if I ask any question, who can do, who can do, who can do, by default, a sysadmin can do everything. Okay, that's why we are calling as a sysadmin. Sysadmin can do anything. So if I asked you who can create the database other than these role members, the answer is sysadmin. Okay, so if I asked you who can create, means by default your answer should be sysadmin and a member of that role. Okay, right. Let's go with this process admin. It is important. So by default, I told you, right? By default, a member of process admin can add another member to this role. First thing. Second thing is kill. What is this kill? What is meant by kill? Right.
The process, you can kill the process. I mean, in the sense, it's for example, he is running the queries. So immediately, if he doesn't want to run that query, he can kill the query immediately.
Very good. Okay. Right. Fine. So remember, guys, whatever you are doing, directly or indirectly, SQL Server will allocate a process for you. Okay. Directly means running direct queries here. Indirectly means might be if you create any jobs or if you are coming from an application side, that is called indirect connection. But whatever you are doing directly or indirectly, SQL Server should allocate a process for you. Why? Because in that process only your work is going to be done. Please mute it if you don't have questions. In that process only your work is going to be done. Right? If you see operating system, for example, if you're using your laptop, okay, to prepare one document, at the same time you're listening some songs. At the same time, you are doing another activity. So all these activities you are doing parallelly, right? Each activity will have its own process in the OS level. Why? Because if that activity has to continue, if you want to listen the songs, that process has to run in the background. If you want to type something in the document, that process has to run in the background, then only the document will open and then only you can write the document. Okay, so if you're doing anything, either a SQL or Windows Server, a process will be created. That process will goes to the CPU. CPU will execute that process. Right? Token number. Say, for example, you just go to hospital. They are going to give some tokens to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or else you went to this one, right? Vaccination. They give you some tokens. Or if you went to other enrollment center, they will give you some tokens. Token means what? On token, you can see one number. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine your number is 20. Means you are the 20th person who are waiting for the process. Right? For the day, you are 20th person waiting for that process to be, the work to be done. Okay? You want to change something now. Mobile number in the Aadhaar card. So you just went to Aadhaar enrollment center. Immediately, right? They are very busy, right? So a lot of requests they will come. So what they will do immediately, they will start giving token numbers for everyone, those who are coming in the morning. Okay. So I don't know whether if you experience this or not, per day they will give 40 tokens. Okay, those who are coming early morning, for them only they will give 40 tokens. 40 tokens means 40 persons, they will give 40 tokens. Right. So you have to go serially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Fine. So here also priority will apply. If you go with a small baby, they will give you priority. Okay, they are going to allow you before every person. They are going to allow you to change something like that. So there is a priority also. In the same way, if any work to be done in the lot of works are going to be done in the SQL Server, right? Lot of works, reading data, writing data, processing the data, storing the data, retrieving the data. Lot of works are going to be done right in the SQL Server. So you may connect to the SQL Server, you may execute something. Other person, 20 people are there in my batch now. Okay, 20 people can connect to SQL Server. If you have logins and 20 people can execute, if I all ask you to, hey, please practice on this SQL instance. I have created 20 logins for all of you. Each person having one login. So all 20 people can connect to my SQL Server. Okay, one deleted my database. I want to find out who deleted this database. I created this database for practicing purpose. Someone deleted. I want to find out. I want to trace him. How can I do that? I can do that. Why? Because once I created a login for him or her, he is going to log into the SQL Server with the same login. See, for example, Afifa, I just created login for Afifa. Now Afifa can log in with her name only. Fine. Right? Afifa executed delete query in one session. I can easily track her. Okay, Afifa executed this query. Means each work is done by a process. Whatever work you are doing, SQL Server will allocate a process for you before executing the query. Okay, even though you are doing a GUI operation or you are doing a query level, okay, you are creating a new database. You are thinking like you are simply giving name, new database, click OK. But this GUI interface is only for our understanding purpose. I told you right early in the early classes, SQL Server don't know what is this GUI. You don't know what is the query to create the database. So it will help you. GUI will help you to create the database. Once you give the name of the database, okay? Once you give the name of the database, right? And if you click OK, don't think like immediately it will execute the query. It will execute this query. Which query it will execute? This query it will execute. Whatever query is generated, it will execute this query. So if you see here, if I click on the script option, I got one number here. What is this number?
Session ID, sir.
Session ID, process ID. Anything is same. Okay. Session ID, or we can call it as a process ID. Means each work will be done under one session. That session will have a session ID. Like how databases are having database IDs. I told you in SQL Server, each object will have its own ID. Database will have database ID. Files will have file IDs. Logins will have SIDs. In the same way, sessions or process will have process IDs or session IDs. Your work should be done in any process. Without creating process, there is no way of executing your query, guys. So each work, each process can be done in a process ID. One process will be allocated by the SQL Server. Okay, that process will execute in the background. So process will help you to find out who executed this query. Okay, you can see here login name. On what database he executed? On master database he executed. On what server? On this server he executed. Everything we can easily track using the session ID. Okay, so you can see numbers here, right? For this session, one session ID is there. For this session, one session ID is there. For this session, one session ID is there. Like each session, each request, each work will be done in a separate session ID. Without session ID, there is no way of completing that work. Each work, anything you are doing, SQL Server will allocate a session for you. In that session only, that work will be done. Right, clear guys? Any issues, any doubts? So if I execute now under 60th session ID, okay, database creation is executed. and you can see now. Okay, so a new database is going to be added. As I just run this query through administrator connection, so I have permissions to create database, so it was successfully executed. Of course, Afifa is also having permissions. Why? Because Afifa is a member of DB creator, so she can create new database. Okay, so main thing here is every work can be done in a separate session ID or process ID. Okay, so you can see here the process IDs in the brackets, numbers will be there. So mostly what are the maximum connections we can get from the SQL server? How many maximum connections we can get from the SQL server? Or sessions, connections, sessions, process, all are same. 32,767. Very good. Okay. So now as a DBA, I want to check this thing. Okay. Lot of developers are connected. 20 developers are connected to my SQL server. Each person is doing different activities. I want to check what are the activities that are running completely on my SQL server. Currently, what are the activities running on my SQL server? I want to check all the processes. If I check all the processes, I can easily understand, right? What are all the processes that are running on the SQL server, or these 20 developers are doing what kind of activities? I can easily understand, right? So I can check, I can track all persons' work using this sp_who2. Okay, sp_who2. Or else we have one more query, select star from sys.sys processes. Either I can use this query, select query, or I can use this stored procedure also. Anything I can use, but output is not so exactly same. Some difference is there between this output and this output. Let's run sp_who2. Okay, so if you see here, I can only see one session. What it means, I can only see one session. What is that session ID?
55.
Who is running this session?
Afifa.
Very good. Okay. So why I can see only one session now? There are a lot of sessions. There are 60 is there, 51 is there. I cannot see those sessions. Once session ID is generated, you can see those sessions. Okay. But when Afifa is running, I cannot see other sessions. I can see only one session. And apart from these user sessions, these are the user sessions. We will have background sessions also. Okay. For each SQL server, some background sessions will run. Okay. Why I cannot see all the background sessions and other user session? Why? What is the possible reason?
Connected as Afifa.
If I have connected as Afifa, what will happen?
Maybe because of current server, sir.
Current? Why? Because Afifa doesn't have permissions to see the processes. Okay, so if you see here, this is administrator connection, right? And this is also administrator connection. You can see here. Okay, or else let me open one more administrator connection here. This is fine, right? What is this create database? Let me delete this query. Okay, fine. So if I run same sp_who2 here, see how many processes I can see. How many? 46 processes. DBA can see 46 processes, whereas Afifa can see only one process. Can anyone tell me what is this one process? Why she's only, if she doesn't have permissions, she cannot see that one process, right? Why she can see that one process? Why she cannot?
DB creator permission, Afifa.
No, that is not correct. That is different. This is different. That is completely different. DB creator is only for creating database purpose. If she is currently creating any database, a session will be created and she can see. Yes.
The session belongs to that Afifa. That's why she.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Afifa. This session belongs to Afifa. Her own session only she can watch. She can see. The session belongs to Afifa. Afifa only opened the connection. Whatever Afifa can run, Afifa can see, right? What is there for permission? There is no permission concept here. The session owned by Afifa, that's why Afifa can see her session. Why? Because Afifa is the owner of this session. Afifa opened this session. See, whatever sessions Afifa opened, she can only see those sessions. Okay, again, you can see here 54 session, 55 session. Okay, so let me open same query. Let me run same query here. Now, okay, she can see only current session. Okay, if you run the same query here, she can see 54 only. Right, 54. The only current session she can see, even though there are 2 sessions belongs to Afifa, she cannot see those 2 sessions. And if she execute sp_who2, she can see only that current session ID. SPID means session ID. Session process ID, SPID means, okay, right? So Afifa by default, she is owning one session. That's why she can see her own session, but she don't have permissions to see other sessions. Okay, clear? If she wants to, if she wants to see other sessions, what should be there? What kind of permission should be there for Afifa? Who can see other sessions?
Admin only.
Right, okay. So a member of sysadmin and a member of process admin can see other sessions. Okay, a member of sysadmin and a member of process admin can see other sessions, right? See, for example, let me show you one thing. I want to kill this process. One process is running since long time ago, taking lot of memory, lot of CPU, lot of disk IO and all. And I asked developers, can I proceed to kill the session? Why? Because you can kill the sessions. If you feel that session is taking longer time and sessions are using lot of CPU and memory and disk IO, TempDB resources, then after taking the user approvals, see here, sp_who2 is a beautiful table. Okay, if you execute this one, see here, let me go with this one. Okay, here you can see. So what is the session ID? What is the status of the session? Runnable, running, sleeping, suspended. Let me execute, okay, sp_who2 here. You can see different statuses. Okay, this is my administrator connection, so I can see all the sessions. Administrator is there. You can see here administrator. See 43, earlier 46, now 43. I closed some of the sessions. See here, some of the sessions are here. 1 to 50 sessions are background sessions. Okay, 1 to 50. It will use SQL Server will use 1 to 50 sessions are background sessions. In that 50 sessions, currently 38 sessions background sessions are running. Okay, remaining 12 are not running. Okay, so from 51 onwards, user sessions means any user connected, and if he or she is doing some activity, either GUI mode, or don't think only query mode we can see sessions, nothing like that. If you are doing the activity in GUI mode also, finally, if you click OK, it will create a session for you. That script, the GUI interface will simply create a script for you guys. That's it. It doesn't do anything. GUI interface, if I right click and if I choose create database option, new database option, if I give the name of the database, if I click OK, this interface will create a script for creating a new database. That script will run in the backend. If you want to run any script, you should have session, right? So who is clicking OK on behalf of his name or her name, a session will be opened and that query will run in that session. Clear, guys? Any issues, any doubts, please let me know. Am I clear? Please.
Kill section koncham
Yeah, I'll explain about kill. Okay, nothing to worry. We haven't discussed about kill yet. Till now it's clear, right?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, fine. Right. So SP underscore who2, if you run SP underscore who2, if administrator runs this query, he can see all the processes. Currently 43 processes are there. As discussed, up to 1 to 50 background sessions, and 51 onwards user sessions will come. Okay. So you can see the status of the sessions, whether the query is running or sleeping or runnable or suspended. Lot of statuses are there for this, or background session. These are different status for each session. If currently query is running, you can see running status here under status column. Last time might be morning it ran, through job it is running regularly, then it will be in sleeping state. If while running it will show running, once the job is completed, it will show the session ID as sleeping state. Okay, right. Runnable also same. Just now the process is completed, then also you can see runnable. Background session means background it is running. Suspended means something happened, it was suspended. The session is not running and it is showing as suspended. Login, who is running this session? See here, 55 is running by Afifa, right? Fine, you can see 55. Okay, who is running the login name? Afifa. So you can track easily. An admin, a DBA can track easily by using this small query SP underscore who2. He can track it. Who are connected, who are currently connected to my SQL server. Okay, Afifa is connected to my SQL server. Or else let me open one more connections from Srinath. Okay, you can see Srinath also in the session. Srinath 1, 2, 3. What is the password for Srinath? 1, 2, 3 only, right? Let me check. Srinath login is there. Srinath login is there. Vishnu login is there. Let's try connecting with Srinath and Vishnu. Srinath 1, 2, 3. Fine. Vishnu 1, 2, 3. Fine. I'm just simply opening one sessions from on each name. Okay. Right. So let me go with the administrator connection. This is admin connection. And now if I run it, see here, earlier how many sessions? 43. Now how many sessions? 58 rows. Lot of background sessions also may increase. Okay. So if you can see here now, login name. Okay. See here, on behalf of Srinath, 3 sessions are created. Okay. You can see these are the session IDs. 61, 62, 63, 64 also is running on Srinath. Vishnu 65, 66, 67. And here also you can see 58 session. So you can see, okay, under what session they are connected and what they are doing. Okay, you can see here, there is a column called command column. If Srinath is executing on command, imagine select query or insert query or a delete query or a stored procedure, you can see what kind of commands they are executing. Just you can see if they are running a select query. Let me run. Okay, this is Srinath session, right? Let me run select star from what he can run. He cannot run actually anything. Why? Because he doesn't have permissions, right? Let me run SP who2 only. SP underscore who2. Okay, right. Fine, let me go to this permission. Let me go to this administrator connection. Let me run it. Okay, so now you can see, okay, what Srinath running. Okay, you want to see what Srinath is running, right? So if you see here, somewhere you can see select into query. In the command session, you can see selecting to. This is different. Okay, these are the different sessions. So usually, if Srinath is running a select query or stored procedure, if he is running select query, you can see just select here. If you are running a stored procedure, you can see select into here. If you are running a delete query, you can just see delete. Just delete you can see. You cannot see the whole query, guys. Just the first keyword you can see under the command section. Like this, we can easily track it. Who connected to my SQL server? What is the login name they used to connect? And to what server they connected? And on what database or to what database they connected? and what query they are running, insert, update, delete, stored procedure, what query they are running, you can see everything, and how much their queries and how much CPU is taking by their query, how much disk IO is taking by their query. Okay, you can see here when last batch run, what is the interface they used. Srinath is using Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio to connect, right? He may use a PowerShell script. He may use, okay, another tool to connect to SQL Server. What tool he is using, you can see under program name, you can see what tool he is using to connect to SQL Server. You can see the tool here. Through some application Srinath is connecting, you can see the application name here. Okay, so again, this is SPID. So this is how you can track each and every work, what they are doing, since how much time they are doing. Okay, since what time they are doing, and what query they are running. See here, BLK means blockings. Okay, blockings, any blockings are there or not. You can easily identify using this column, blocking, blocked by. Okay, sometimes blockings will be there. Might be Srinath and Vishnu are doing same thing at same time. Either Srinath can block Vishnu or Vishnu may block Srinath resources. That is called blocking. If 63 is blocked by 65, 63 here in the blocked by column, it is showing 65. Means the 65 session is blocking the 63 session. Okay, I'll explain blockings again, nothing to worry. That means your one of the session, Vishnu session is blocking Srinath session. You can see here which session is blocked by which session. If 63 is showing here, you can see 63. 63 is again running by Srinath. Means some of his sessions are blocked by himself only. Okay, right? And you can see if other person session is blocked by himself, then you can see that session ID and all here. Which session is blocked by which session, you can see here. Okay, if we got blockings, what we have to do and all, I'll explain later. Right, fine. So this is how we can see all the processes in the SQL Server. By default, if you don't have permissions, you can see only your process. Okay, and a sysadmin can see all the processes that are running under SQL Server, and he can trace it. Who is running, on what database they are running, at what time they started running, what is the status of this particular process, what query they are running, how much CPU, how much disk IO, how much temp DB they are taking, they are utilizing with that process. Everything you can track using this table. Up to this it is clear, right? Please mute it. Up to this it is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Right. So let's explain about kill session. Please mute it, please. Otherwise, I'll mute you. If you don't have questions, mute it. Okay. So what is this kill? Kill means, here I told you, right? Imagine if Srinath's session is blocked by Vishnu's session. There is no way. Now, sometimes blockings will auto clear. Automatically blockings will be cleared. Sometimes we have to kill one session. Kill means simply closing that session. That's it. Kill means closing that session. Okay, we have to close that session. Srinath's session is blocking by Vishnu's session. Okay, Srinath's session is blocking Vishnu's session. Excuse me. Right? So what I have to do? I have to kill Srinath's session. Which session is blocking? I have to kill that particular blocking session. Or Srinath is using lot of resources. Srinath is using lot of CPU, lot of memory, lot of temp DB, lot of disk IO. Srinath is using lot of resources. Since 5 or 10 hours Srinath query is running, but there is no progress on the query, I can kill Srinath's session. So to kill any session, I will use kill command. Kill is a command to kill the sessions. That's it. Nothing is there. Kill is a command that is used to kill any session. So if I want to kill Srinath session, okay, imagine I want to kill 63 session. If I want to kill 63 session, what I can do? you have to give kill command. Which session you want to kill? I want to kill 63 session. Session ID you have to give. That's it. Once you run it, automatically session ID 63 will be completed. Okay, process is not an active process. So no problem. Means this process is not existed now. Okay, let's check what are the active processes are there. 63 not there, right? You can see in the list there is no 63. And if you want, you can see 61. Let's go with 61. Make sure you are not killing your own process. Okay, of course it is not possible. Okay, so let me execute. Why? Because 61 is there here. Okay, you can see and you can kill it. Right, command completed successfully. Who can kill it? By default, an administrator can kill it. Sysadmin can kill it. And you can see, okay, 61 will not exist now. See here, 60, 62 only. Okay, 61 is not there, 63 is not there, 64 is not there. You can see here. It's not mandatory that all the sessions should be in serial order. Okay, might be you may miss 1 or 2 sessions also. That's not an issue. So this is how you can kill other sessions. Okay, right? So by default, who can kill the sessions?
DBA.
Administrator.
DBA, very good. By default, if you are a DBA, you will be member of sysadmin, right? So you can see. So you all having one doubt, right? So administrator doing everything. What is administrator permissions? First of all, double click on it. Okay. Go to server roles. See, administrator is a sysadmin. That's why he can do everything. If I remove this one, if I click OK, now even though he's an administrator, he cannot do anything. Why? Because he's not member of sysadmin. He's not member of sysadmin, he cannot do anything. Can I give my own permissions? Can I nominate myself as a sysadmin? Can I give sysadmin to me? The meeting is going to end. Let me reopen the meeting. Please join with the same link, okay?